Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Grace. In today's video, I have with me Miriam. We'll be answering some of the questions that I have gotten over time mentoring people who are trying to pivot into product design or people who are just starting out in UI UX design. So for this video, we're using product design and UI UX design interchangeably. So if you hear us say any of them, it means exactly the same thing for this video. Okay, welcome Miriam.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Before we go into like the topic of today, can you tell me a bit about yourself in terms of your professional background and how you got into product design?
Well, how did I start? Well, I have a first degree in marketing and branding, then a master's degree in entrepreneurship and international business. I've been like running a blog since like 2014.
Wow.
So I would like just experiment with like the website and try to change things and try to move things around. So I think from there my interest in website design started. Then I in the UK, my last job, I was very close with the tech team, and they would like tell me about idea like doing working in different platforms for like the company and stuff like that. So I started getting interested. I moved to Canada. Then I did the Google UX course. Then I started applying for a job. I think I got a job like 2 months after the course.
Kudos.
And yeah, and from there I just started and I stayed with the company, and yeah, that's how it started.
As they say, the rest is history. I say to people, like, literally, you do not have to have studied product design or UI UX design or anything related in the uni to start a career. But then I get this
Mhm.
question, do I even need a degree in like a degree at all to become a UI UX designer? So I like your thoughts on that.
I always say anything you learn will always be useful for you. It might have seemed like, oh, I did this and I didn't really study UX design. But like I said, I did something related to branding. Branding is very like visual, is all about like images and like interface like pixels and all of that. And marketing, which was kind of like building my skills in terms of collecting information, translating the information to results and all of that, and doing like entrepreneurship, understanding like business goals, the aim, all of this I feel like is what I use as a UX designer, because it's not just about designing and putting pixels together, right? Like there's so many work to do behind. So I would say any degree you have, you can always pick something from there to go into like UX. Do you need, going back to your question, do you need a degree?
Mhm.
I say yes, if you can get one and you're interested in one, why not? But if you can't and you think, okay, I can manage like going into it all by myself and learning everything, then do that as well. Everything is just you need to be open-minded to learning, regardless of how you're doing the learning.
That naturally brings me to my next question, which is, do I need like a particular skill set to become a UX designer?
Definitely. I think just like every other job, like there's some skill set that are like particular to UX design. You need like both like technical skills and like soft skills. Soft skills, you can acquire that from any industry you're coming from, like communication, being able to negotiate, being able to maybe analyze like basic information, and yeah, good listening as well, because you have to do all of that. So that you can bring that from anywhere you're coming from, but you need like technical skills that are particular to like UX design. For example, like wireframing, prototyping. Again, these are words that are really particular to UX design that you need to learn.
Mhm.
Like usability testing, um, gathering like analytics, gathering information and user research to be able to understand like what your user need and all of that.
And then what tools would you say a UI UX designer use like on a day-to-day basis?
Okay, so there's so many tools like as a UX designer you can use, especially with AI now. Like there's so many ways you can use it. It depends on where you're working, like the country, the company, the team that you're working in, what they use.
Mhm.
But I'll say the standard ones are like Figma,
Mhm.
Adobe XD, InVision, FigJam. those are like the standard one. At least you need to know how to use it. That like you need to know how to use Figma for you to even like okay say oh I'm a UX designer because that's like the top tool like you use as a UX designer.
Okay, what are the typical responsibilities of a UX designer?
Well, because you need to kind of like focus on designing products that are majorly useful for users. You kind of like have to understand your users. That means you have to do a bit of research because you don't want to build something that the users are not going to use, right?
Yeah.
And I would say also, then apart from that, you have to do like designing, of course. And again, doing design, you just don't do the design and say, oh, the design is ready to go into the market. You need to do testing.
Mhm.
And also, when you get the result from the testing, then you have to kind of like analyze it and see what the result is giving you. Maybe you need to go back to adjust or you need to change something. And all of this like it's part of your job as a UX designer. Many people think, oh, you just design and that's it. No, you have to do all of that. And I'll say prototyping because you have to see like, okay, what is it going to look like in real life when people start using it? And again, when you're designing, you need to kind of understand the accessibility, how different type of people can use it and how it's going to be accessible to people that have difficulties and all of that. Again, that you have to kind of like understand the principles behind that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'd say those are like the major responsibilities of like UX designers.
I know that every career has its peculiarity. I'm just curious to know what are some of the like challenges that product designers or UI UX designers face in their job, and if you can give us some examples like of your personal experience, that'd
Mhm.
be amazing.
Okay, I'll say, well, like I said, every job have their own challenges. So one is because you work with a lot of people, you can like have to be able to listen to people and not just listen, like consider their opinion and what they have to say. It doesn't mean you have to accept everything, but you just have to put it into the consideration. And if it's not an opinion that is valid to consider in your design, then you let them know, which comes like communication. Sometimes the communication goes well and sometimes it doesn't. It, depending on how you deliver it, right? So yeah, I'll say that can be a challenge. And secondly, like I said, you're working with like different people you need to know how to approach different people on different levels. Like the way you're gonna approach a fellow designer is gonna be different from the way you're gonna approach like maybe the product owner or like the sponsor or something because you need to sometimes have to sell your idea to them like okay this is it and that could be a challenge. Many designers we kind of like tend to like to work alone and just like have heads down do our design and all of that, but again you have to work with people, so
Mhm.
working in a team especially if there's a big team having to navigate that can be a challenge. I would say he wanted to like push a design like we're doing like a new platform for the company and some of the people that have been working in the company for long, that's the way like they do like the old design was still like very important to them because they were there when they started the company and when the platform was like this and all of that. Some of them are really stuck up on the old design. They can't really immediately see like the vision and where like the new design is going. So that could be a challenge. I would say, yeah, that's one
Like for me, I
example.
say to people, stakeholder management is like 70% the work we do as UI UX designers because
Mhm.
you're talking to this person, you're talking to that person. So you have technical constraints on the engineering side. So you're saying, okay, if
Yeah.
we do this based on the engineering constraint, how can we within the product team find better ways to then solve this user's
Mhm.
problem in a way that it doesn't cost the company money, but then also
Yeah.
profits the end user? So, okay, so I know a lot of people out there have started their journey, so they are doing their maybe they're
Mhm.
self-taught or they've done a boot camp or the Google UX course, for example. And now they're like, okay, how do I get my first gig or how do I get employed? How do I get practical experience? Most of the companies that I have employed applied to, they're asking for practical experience, but I don't have that because if you don't give me the job, then I am not able to get
Mhm.
practical experience. So how do you suggest that they navigate that?
I think that's really a good question because many people like struggle to like get their first job. And I always say, as soon as you get the first job, then it's easier from there. But getting the first one is always difficult. One place as a UX designer where you can start from is building your own portfolio. I say, I even tell people your portfolio is as important as your resume, if not more important than your resume, because that's where you showcase like what you can do. And because UX design is very like practical, you can say, oh, I can do wireframe, I can do prototype, but many people want to see you doing that and they want to see what you've done and they want to see like, oh, diversity in your design. Are you designing for a computer or like an app or you're designing for different screens. They want to see like responsive design and all of that. And having your portfolio is like the first experience that you can put together and like showcase people. So having working on your portfolio, really investing time, not rushing it. Many people just, oh yeah, I've just done this case study and put it in their portfolio and say, yeah, that's it. I think really taking time to work on your portfolio is very important. And other ways you can gain experiences, you can join like design communities where they have like group projects that they are doing and you contribute to that, you take part of it. So you can put that in your portfolio as well. You can freelance if you're confident enough for like maybe small businesses. It could even be like the salon like next to your house and maybe you want to design their booking app or platform or something and just use that as a case study, be able to go like require information and or make inquiries and all of that, be able to design. Or you can also like contribute to like open sources online. There's so many open sources that you can contribute to and also add that to experience. So I'll say lastly, you can get internships. I think that's like a great one where you have like references and you can actually work with like designers with experience and they can teach you like things and you can get onto doing like designs yourself. Yeah, I'll say those are like different ways you can use to like get experience as a newbie or someone starting up as a UX designer.
Yeah, those are really like amazing practical steps. So, guys, if you're watching this video and you are like trying to figure it out, trying to navigate, and you don't know where to start, you don't know what to do in terms of like the courses to take, I have videos on this channel that you can watch to figure that out. And also, if you are watching this video, we have 5 more questions, frequently asked questions that we are going to be answering on Miriam's channel. So please head over there to watch that video because we are providing you with some of the answers that we wish we had when we started out in UI UX design or product design. So thanks for watching. Until I come to you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.